At approximately 5:48, I'd like to call to order the Infrastructure and Committee meeting. I'd like to have an approval for the meeting minutes of last month from Legislator Myers, second from Legislator Robbins. On the question? All in favor? All in favor?
Aye.
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 Anyone opposed? Okay, thank you. Moving forward, item number 3, engineering. Mr. Allen, if you could please go over the change order number I, jail lift pumps.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, thank you. This is a change order to the contractor who swapped out the sanitary lift pump stations for us. We asked him to do some additional work, replace some conduit and wire, and because one of the existing pumps failed before the new system was installed, some additional bypass pumping. So those are 2 adds, and he had a field change line of $5,000. So we ended up with a deduct change order to lower his contract in the amount of $2,708 for his new contract value of $104,042. So it's a deduct change order.
Okay, thank you very much. I have a motion by Legislator Bratt, second by Legislator Grosio. On the question? Okay, if I could please have a roll call vote. All in favor? Mrs. Bergman, are you out there?
I am out here.
If you could please do the roll call vote, I would appreciate it.
Legislator Collins,
Yes.
Legislator Myers,
Yes.
Legislator Bratt,
Yes.
Legislator Syracuse,
Legislator Syracuse is logged in. He is not with us yet for this meeting.
okay, thank you. Legislator Grosio,
Yes.
Legislator Hill,
Yes.
Legislator Robbins.
Yes.
Okay, I believe motion carries. Thank you. Next, Mr. Allen, if you please go over the Trot Ross Building roof repair project.
Yes, this is a change order to the contractor replacing the roof at both the Trot and the Ross building. This is the second change order. The first was a credit for some deletions, some roof drain work. This is a combination of credits and adds. The credits are deletion of tapered insulation in both the Trot and the Ross building and substitution with a flat uniform thickness insulation. As we found out after we started the roof project, the structural roof deck was indeed tapered, so we didn't need to buy tapered insulation, more expensive. Unfortunately, when the roofer had to lift up the rooftop units so that we could properly weather in, flash in the new curbs, we found that several of the rooftop units had defective equipment. Heat exchangers were leaking. 3 air handlers had coils that were bad. And so it's a significant price to replace these HVAC units. So I told the contractor to quote the work, but I want a quote right from the train manufacturer, right from the factory, showing what they cost. And then the contract with the contractor specifies how much they can mark up contractually for overhead and profit. So they did that, and we also took the additional precaution. We got a second number from another HVAC contractor, Danforth. And Danforth's price actually came in higher than the contractor we had on board already. So with all the credits we secured with the deletion of the tapered insulation, we still have an add change order for $139,012.71. It brings their total contract value up to $2,979,566.25. And this change order amount is less than 5% of the contract, so we're not violating any municipal procurement laws. So I asked the infrastructure committee to approve this resolution.
Okay, thank you for the good explanation. I have a motion by legislator Hill, a second by legislator Grozio. On the question. Okay, Mrs. Bergman, if you please do a roll call vote.
Legislator Collins,
Yes.
Legislator Myers,
Yes.
Legislator Bratt,
Yes.
Legislator Grozio,
Yes.
Legislator Hill,
Yes.
thank you. Legislator Robbins,
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. Thank you very much. Next one, Mr. Allen, the bridge bearing consultant, item number 3.
Yes, Mr. Chairman. This is the contract to work on the bearings of various bridges. We hired a consultant to design the job, and we already had them under contract to do the inspection of the work once we hired a contractor. Only 4 weeks of inspection time. When they wrote the specifications for the project, they gave a window of opportunity for the contractor to do it. And when we took bids for the construction of the work, the contractor said, I need actually 8 weeks of time to do the work, not 4 weeks. So I need to have an engineer on site to inspect this work. It's very critical. We have somebody there watching it for us. So this is a change order to Greenman Peterson for 4 additional weeks of inspection time for a cost of $18,451.20. Brings our total contract up to $94,451.20. This is a bridge maintenance project covered by the state.
Thank you. Motion by legislator Bratt, a second by legislator Robbins. The question. Mrs. Bergman, if you please do a roll call vote.
Legislator Collins,
Yes.
Legislator Myers,
Yes.
Legislator Bratt,
Yes.
Legislator Syracuse, Legislator Syracuse,
Yes.
Legislator Grozio,
Yes.
Legislator Hill,
Yes.
Legislator Robbins,
Yes.
Okay, motion carried. Okay, next, Mr. Allen, if you please do the Slate and Settlement Road Bridge Consultant number 4.
We took bids for the Slayton Summit Road bridge replacement. This is just an amendment to the consultant's contract to add construction administration and construction inspection for $200,000. So the $290,000 original contract will grow now to $490,000. This is a Bridge New York project. So the change order amendment for $200,000.
Thank you. I have a motion by legislator Syracuse, a second by legislator Myers. On the question. Roll call vote, please.
Legislator Collins,
Yes.
Legislator Myers,
Yes.
Legislator Bratt,
Yes.
Legislator Syracuse,
Yes.
Legislator Grozio,
Yes.
Legislator Hill,
Yes.
Legislator Robbins,
Yes.
Sorry. Motion carried. Okay, thank you very much. The next one, number 5, I believe this is a new one. Robinson Road Bridge Painting and Structural Repairs. Mr. Allen, if you care to explain that.
Yes, this is the Robinson Road Bridge Paving Contract and Structural Repairs. When we originally thought about doing this job, we asked to paint the whole bridge, and the state said, no, you really only need to paint the ends of the girders and the 2 outside fascia girders. So we were given an agreement with the state to do the work. We went to bid, hired a contractor, and once we got under the bridge to take a closer look, we found that the rest of the structural steel is in poor shape. It needs to be painted. The paint is 18 years old. And if we don't paint it, you'll probably be back in 5 to 6 years to paint the bridge anyways. Probably another additional $150,000 we're guessing. So this is a change order to the contractor, Niagara Coating Systems, for $197,777 to paint all the structural steel in the bridge. This will give us a 20-year lifespan of the paint. And we're asking for permission to authorize a change order to the Niagara Coating Systems.
And I believe too, you mentioned earlier that you did a comparison of the square foot price and it was in line, I believe you said.
Yes, their unit price of painting the bridge girder ends is almost double the cost of the per square foot to paint all steel, which makes sense. The detail around the ends of the girders, around the bearings is time consuming, where the length of the girders is just a long straight section of steel. So the cost they're proposing to us is about $half per square foot.
Okay, thank you. I have a motion by legislator Grosio, second by legislator Syracuse on the question. Okay, roll call vote, please.
Legislator Collins,
Yes.
Legislator Myers,
Yes.
Legislator Bratt,
Yes.
Legislator Syracuse,
Yes.
Legislator Grosio,
Yes.
Legislator Hill,
Yes.
Legislator Robbins,
Yes.
Okay, motion carried. Okay, continuing along, number 3B, bid awards approval for Slayton Settlement Road Bridge Project. Mr. Allen, if you could please address that.
Yes, we took bids for this project. It's the Slayton Summit Road Bridge over 18 Mile Creek. We had 6 bidders. The low bidder was Ed Bauer Construction for $1,254,188.50. It's well within budget. Our consultant vetted the contractor, gives the green light to hire them. We're asking for permission to award the contract to Ed Bauer Construction.
Thank you. I have a motion by legislator Myers, a second by legislator Robbins on the question.
Question.
Yes, sir. I believe, please identify legislator.
Yeah, this is legislator Hill.
Yes.
What's the timeline for that construction? When will construction begin and how long will it take?
There's several options. We let the completion date extend until next year. We were very cognizant of Becker Farms closing the road down. So the precast earliest we can have delivered is September, and I know that's his busiest time of year. So we're only allowing them to close the road for 1 week after November of this year, or they can close the road for 3 weeks next year. And so the completion date, I believe, is July of next year. They can do it now, or they can wait till next year, but they have to adhere to those closure dates. We cannot let them close the road for Becker Farms.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions from anyone?
Thank you.
Okay, roll call vote, please.
Legislator Collins,
Yes.
Legislator Myers,
Is it online? Yes.
Legislator Syracuse,
Yes.
Legislator Hill,
Yes.
Legislator Bratt,
Yes.
Legislator Robbins,
Yes.
and Legislator Grosio.
Yes. Okay, thank you. Motion carried. Okay, next up, item 3C, consultant selection approval, Hopley Design Group Sunset Drive Survey. And Mr. Allen, again, if you would address that.
Yes, Sunset Drive, we hope to rebuild the road next year or the year after. We are gonna just mill the road and hopefully replace the drainage, improve the drainage for Sunset Drive. We're gonna design it in-house, but I need somebody to survey the road this summer so we can design it over the winter. I use the local design service agreement list of 15 consultants. That's put out by the Niagara County Superintendent's Highway Association. The different regions of New York State are allowed to use this list of 15. They're pre-qualified consultants, so it helps us to select what we want. This is just for survey services. So I negotiated a price with Copley Design Group for $44,981. I did try to go to Fisher Associates first. They were just too expensive. I couldn't make a deal with them. So Copley was more in line with what I was expecting. And so I'm asking for permission to hire Copley Design to do the survey work this summer.
Thank you. I have a motion from legislator Syracuse, a second from legislator Grozio on the question. Okay, roll call vote, please.
Legislator Collins,
Yes.
Legislator Myers,
Yes.
Legislator Syracuse,
Yes.
Legislator Hill,
Yes.
Legislator Bratt,
Yes.
Legislator Robbins,
Yes.
Legislator Grozio.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Motion's carried. Next up, item 3D, New York State DOT agreement approval for Swan Akron Road Rehabilitation Preliminary Design Services. Mr. Allen?
Mr. Chairman, this is the New York State DOT agreement for the preliminary design of reconstruction of Akron Road from Lockport City line to Dysinger. We had already awarded the design to Mott McDonald. This is just the state authorizing the funds from the federal government for $200,000 for preliminary design. I'm asking for acceptance of the agreement.
Thank you. I have a motion by legislator Bratt, a second by legislator Robbins on the question. Roll call vote, please.
Legislator Collins,
Yes.
Legislator Myers,
Yes.
Legislator Syracuse,
Yes.
Legislator Hill,
Yes.
Legislator Bratt,
Yes.
Legislator Robbins,
Yes.
Legislator Grozio.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Motion's carried. Last one from Mr. Allen. D number 2, Slayton Settlement Road Bridge Construction Award.
Yes, this is another federal or state agreement authorizing federal funds for the design and construction of the Slayton Summit Road Bridge, the one we just took bids for over 18 Mile Creek. The total amount of the agreement is $2,288,690. Just we're asking for acceptance of the state agreement.
Okay, thank you. I have a motion from legislator Hill, second by legislator Syracuse on the question. Okay, roll call vote, please.
Legislator Collins,
Yes.
Legislator Myers,
Yes.
Legislator Syracuse,
Yes.
Legislator Hill,
Yes.
Legislator Bratt,
Yes.
Legislator Robbins,
Yes.
Legislator Grozio.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Motion's carried. Thank you, Mr. Allen. Next up is item 4, rural transportation, accept the CARES Act funding approval. I believe Mr. Meal, if you'd care to address that.
Yes, under the Federal CARES Act, one of the areas that they were funding was public transportation. As part of that, the Act awarded Niagara County Department of Public Works $461,744 towards the rural transportation program. And that's to go towards the operating expenses during the COVID pandemic. So this is a resolution to accept those funds.
Okay, thank you very much. I have a motion by legislator Myers, a second by legislator Robbins on the question. Okay, roll call vote, please.
Legislator Collins,
Yes.
Legislator Myers,
Yes.
Legislator Syracuse,
Yes.
Legislator Hill,
Yes.
Legislator Bratt,
Yes.
Legislator Robbins,
Yes.
Legislator Grozio.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion carries. Thank you, Mr. Mill. Next up, number 5, Parks Department, Mr. Jeff Gaston. Number first one is the Parks Events approval. And I believe, Carl Park, you could probably do number 1 and 2 together if no one has any objection to that.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'll do them both about once.
Okay.
The New Fane High School would like to use the Lions shelter at Carl Park for June 27th with a rain date of July 11th. That is for their graduation. We're seeking approval to agree with them, but we have a conference call with them tomorrow to discuss how many people and which date it's going to work. So there's more information, but we are working with them. And
Okay.
the next event is for September 19th for the anchoring of hope, a 5K walk and a basket.
Okay. I have a motion from legislator Bratt, second from legislator Hill on the question. Okay, all in favor, roll call vote, please.
Legislator Collins,
Yes.
Legislator Myers,
Yes.
Legislator Syracuse,
Yes.
Legislator Hill,
Yes.
Legislator Bratt,
Yes.
Legislator Robbins,
Yes.
Legislator Grozio.
Yes.
Okay, motion carried. Thank you very much. And then if you would, I believe this is also you, Mr. Gaston, the COVID-19 update information only.
So I have an informational on the parks. So our parks are open. We do have a reduced staff. We have some frozen positions that we're not hiring at this time. Open with the following exceptions. The playgrounds are closed and they're fenced off. We have 1 restroom per park open, except for crawl. We have 2 because of the size, the north and the south park. Both water parks are closed. The reduced staff, so we backed the hours back to 7 p.m. to send our staff home. It helps us cover the weekends. And Burmaster Park, the disc golf course is open. It's not a park, but I will say, I'll add the golf course into this report, that we had a little bit of a late start. We got our staff in late. They've been working pretty hard to get the golf course back in good playable shape, which I believe they're close to today at my review. We are open.
Okay, anything else, Mr. Gaston?
No, I'm good. Thank you, Chairman.
Okay, thank you for the update. I appreciate it. Okay, next item number 6, solid waste. Do we have Don Tim available?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I am here.
Thank you, Don. If you could go over the voucher program update for informational purposes.
Yes, thank you. The coronavirus has us suspending and quite possibly canceling our planned household hazardous waste events for 2020. Already 2 of them have passed, and due to budget concerns, I would make the recommendation that we cancel the remaining events. But due to high demand, I would encourage that we restart or reinitiate our voucher program. Just as a quick refresher, we piloted this program in 2017. We allow residents of Niagara County only, and you must be an owner-occupied resident, and you can use up to 50 pounds or bring up to 50 pounds of household hazardous waste that are eligible for our grant through the state at no cost. The county will pick up that tab. our unit rate goes from approximately $80 per participant down to $15 a participant by taking advantage of the voucher program. So the suggestion I would make again would be to forego the nearly $100,000 in expenses to host the 4 events we had planned, and in turn dedicate about $10,000 to this voucher program that would provide some relief to folks that have been calling the Public Works office looking for an alternate disposal means for these chemicals and products.
Okay, thank you very much, Don. At this time, this is just informational, so I don't believe we need to vote on anything, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's a good idea.
I'd certainly like to gain any input if I can wait prior to launching the voucher program if there are any questions from the committee over the course of the week.
Okay, does anyone have any questions regarding this so far?
Yes, Will,
Yes, ma'am.
I would like to ask Dawn, when you are saying household wastes, what does that include? Does that include like, because I've had a lot of people ask me about disposing of like paints and varnishes and that kind of household product. Would that include that?
Yes, thanks for that question, Legislator Myers. Absolutely. Household hazardous wastes are the products that we find in our home that would be considered hazardous, in a business environment. And that absolutely includes anything oil-based, flammable, corrosive, cleaning type materials, automotive fuels, boat fuels. What we wouldn't accept in this program would be latex paint. One, we're waiting for the regulations to kick in with the take back policy. And 2, it's there's too much volume and we don't get compensated for it. So I would suggest that folks dry out their paint. And once it's no longer liquid, when it's 100% solid, they can throw it in their trash or wait until the state puts the policy in action, which is expected sometime in 2021.
Thank you.
Excuse me, Don, this is Will. I have a quick question. I have a brochure flyer that I have. Has this been posted on our website about the upcoming, this one right here? Have other people seen this?
That was included in the agenda that was circulated by Mary Bergman.
Everyone else has it. Okay.
Yep. That's just a draft flyer. It's updating it from 2017 to 2020. With the terms and conditions that, again, if the committee approves of going in this direction, I would certainly work with our public information officer to promote this to our residents.
Okay, I just wanted to check on that. Thank you. Any other questions for Don? Okay, thank you very much, Don. I appreciate it. Moving on, I don't believe there's any other items on our agenda. Anyone have any other questions or concerns for the good of the community or the committee? Okay, at this time, I'd like to entertain a motion for Legislator Bratt, motion for Legislator Grozio to retire this meeting. Favor? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Thank you. Have a nice evening and everyone stay safe.